Hello, everyone. This is Meister, the BitcoinMeister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is June the 16th, 2020. Strong hand, long-term thinking. Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. One Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin. Golden age of the 2020s. Remember that, people. Compete. Don't complain. Unconfiscatable. Be relentless. Your home for Bitcoin insider information right here. Hello, my elite friends. How you doing tonight? Check out Friday's This Week in Bitcoin show. You can see them all now. techbalt.com. All 176 of them are back. TECHBALT. Follow me there on Twitter. Just remember that. You can find all sorts. Disruptmeister.com. Almost all of my 1,700 shows are there now. I'm still fixing a couple things. But hey, archives are back. Have a fun time. Backup channel is linked to below. Subscribe to the backup channel. Do it now. This Friday is This Week in Bitcoin, 1 p.m. Baltimore time. The Bitcoin Rabbi, Anders and Jan from Swan will be on. And of course, This Week in Bitcoin that we just had was a very good one also. That is, who was on that show? I know I had a fun time. Tai Zen was on the show. So obviously it must have been great. So check that out. Okay. Golden hold news here. I was surprised to see this. By the way, if you have questions, I have answers. Type in BitcoinMeister, or you can do a super chat into the chat so it catches my attention. It needs to turn colors. That's how we do it here on the Real channel. Oh, it's good to be back on the Real channel, baby. So over at Kitco, you guys have heard of Kitco, right? No, you probably haven't. But if you're in the precious metals, they're a big precious metals site. They interview Doug Casey sometimes. Andy Hoffman actually tweeted this out, and I was very surprised. They have an article called "Bitcoin is Here to Stay: Crypto Structure More Resilient Than Equities, Treasuries, and Gold." J.P. Morgan. They're quoting the J.P. Morgan report. Okay, that was positive about Bitcoin. So these guys at Kitco, who really don't talk about cryptocurrency and Bitcoin at all, they put a positive article on the front of their website there. So their gold, this is one small step for the golden holders out there. Those dudes that think, I'm preserving my wealth in gold. I've been holding gold for so long. I'm a golden holder. Well, now they're like, wait a second. This trusted source, Kitco, they're telling me about digital gold. What is this? So, hey, Kitco, I'm not going to hate on you. I'm going to praise you. You've been in the precious metals for so long, and now you're talking Bitcoin. One small step for the golden holders. Pound that like button. All right. Now, yesterday I was talking about the different realms of price realms that Bitcoin has been in, and how where we are right now, right after the halving, we're stuck in the 9,000s, which doesn't bother me at all, because I remember being stuck in the 600s and 700s after the previous halving, and a little bit in the 500s. And so this is similar, very similar. And I was trying to think, when did it get to 800 last time? And today I thought, well, was it when I was in South Africa with Laurie and Gamaroff on Halloween? But actually, that is not when it got to 800s. It was still stuck. It got back over 700 on that day, or something happened with 700 that day. But what did happen eventually, it was in December. In December, after being stuck in 600, 700s for so long, it got to the 800s and 900s very fast, and then 1,000 on January 1st, 2017. Now, I bring this all up because you can see all these different little mini realms, because again, we're in the 4-digit realm, but we're in the 5-digit realm. I think I erased something by accident here. Oh my God. I was going to quote one of my, someone in the comments section said, bring on a new normal. The new normal being the 5-digit realm. Pound that that like button. So yeah, that type of new normal I like, but we're already in that 5-digit realm mindset, okay? Even though we're in the 4-digit realm. But the site that I linked to below, the Wikipedia site, history of Bitcoin, and then the sub page, prices and value history. This is a good site. It shows you all the little zones that Bitcoin got stuck in when it was between 600 and 800, and then when it was between 900 and 1,000, and when it finally got to 3,000, 5,000. It's a good chart. Now, some of the reasons they give for the price changing, they're not so good, but the chart is good. It shows the little mini realms underneath the bigger 4 and 3 and 5-digit realms. Okay, so check that out. I found that site to be very interesting. Now, hang on. I see people over in the chat are waking up. Shane is in the house. Strong hand. Good to see Shane. All right. I'm not going to say Stairway to Heaven. That is a song. Mr. Shane over there enjoys that Led Zeppelin, as do I. We both enjoyed Led Zeppelin back in the day. No doubt about it. Shane is he's someone I know for real life. Is in the chat right now. So pound that like button, everyone. Get back. Retweet this show, dudes. The big channel, the real channel, BitcoinMeister is back after an absence. It's so strange. Some people that are hooked on the YouTube algorithm, they didn't know it was gone. But then there's some people that are stuck on the backup channel and don't know it's back. I mean, dude, it's called Twitter. It's called do your own research. All right. But most people want things spoon fed to them. It's just the way of the world. Okay. But going back to Cali here, another song, LL Cool J there, right? Now, but yeah, subscribe to the backup channel because I'm posting old shows there. And every Saturday night, you can catch the Beyond Bitcoin show. Will be on the backup channel. It will be on the backup channel. It will no longer be on this main channel, This Week in Bitcoin. But anyway, that's every Saturday night on the backup channel, linked to below. So yeah, it was Hask McCook and Kaizen and Linear Trav were on This Week in Bitcoin. I've already forgotten it because I'm so excited about the upcoming one on Friday at 1 p.m. There are certain points in history that are absolutely pivotal. Chaos and uncertainty create opportunity. Embrace it. That was from Matt Odell. And I do have to say, you never know when you're going to get to one of those pivotal moments in time. It might be right now. For me, it was back in 2013 when Bitcoin was going from 600 to 700 to 800 to 1,000. And it was November. And I was like, now's the time. Now's the time. There was action, but there was uncertainty in my life back then in 2013. I was selling my house. I didn't know what the future exactly was going to bring. So it was a risk to get into Bitcoin, but I changed I set up a whole new system and wow, was it the right decision? So uncertainty and chaos. Now there wasn't exactly chaos in my life then, but a lot of people are definitely experiencing uncertainty now. And there is chaos in certain aspects of the world. And some people are very down because of all of that. No, dude, it is opportunity. It is opportunity. Take it as a positive. I took it as a positive in 2013 and I got the right one, baby. Pound it. Now, but so a good reply to Matt Odell's very good tweet there was embrace the world's uncertainty by embracing Bitcoin's supply certainty. Oh, very good. Very good. So if you need to calm down with some certainty there, Bitcoin will give you that certainty because, it's supply. That is a certain thing. That is not changing. That is the basis of Bitcoin right there. In a world of uncertainty, you've got some uber certainty there with Bitcoin. But still, embrace that uncertainty of the world. Embrace it. Don't be scared off by it. Don't go hide in a hole like so many people are doing now. Everybody else is hiding in the hole. You got the opportunity to be in freaking motion, baby. So embrace it. And as I said before, disruptmeister.com, check it out. techvault.com, check them all out now because you haven't been able to see all those shows. since April the freaking 1st, dudes. So I'm happy they are back. Very happy. So we in talking about embracing uncertainty, there's some people that are just so obsessed with the mainstream media uncertainty, the uncertainty that they focus on, okay, that they blow out of proportion. That, let me ask you this: how many of you know what's going on in China and China versus India right now? I mean, the two most populated countries on the planet Earth. They've had a little bit of war issues the last couple days. Okay, they've killed one another. Did you know about this? It's not on CNN. I checked. It's not on Fox News. Not on Drudge. No. And on Twitter, Barron Trump is trending. Oh, you 80%ers. You 80%ers. But I'm reminding everyone out there. A lot of you are scared by the manufactured crises out there. Okay. And beneath all that, there actually is there's real news out there. I mean, this China-India thing, I hope to God it doesn't explode. That would be pretty bad, wouldn't it? Both have nuclear weapons, don't they? Both have tremendous populations filled with people with nothing else better to do than to have a war. I mean, some of them can, but just pointing that out that, when everyone's worried about there's new cases of what out there, of course there are new cases of it, because there's better testing of it now. It's so, with the headlines that the media tries to use to scare people. This is what, and to talk and to worry about the president's son, the yentas out there on Twitter. Now, I will say one thing on Twitter. There was a little bit of mention of China and India out there, but just wanted to put it out there. There is, there's beyond all the scare stuff that's supposed to scare you. There's some real stuff going on out there right now. All right, back to you can hear more about this on the Beyond Bitcoin show, but I just wanted to point that out tonight. When I saw Barron Trump trending, I thought, God almighty. They have nothing better to do than to talk about the son of the president. Okay. Very, very productive use of time there. And that's the thing. Twitter, as I said, 80% of it is trash. And don't look at the trending stuff. Don't look at the trending stuff. Just go to your favorite dudes or your not so favorite dudes Twitter feed, and you can learn a lot. I do that every night. Every night I check out quite a few Twitter feeds. Whether it be Matt Odell or how about this dude, Chris Black. A lot of you guys disagree with Chris Black because he's an Ethereum guy. Okay, he's a cryptocurrency guy. Okay, but he can be critical of Ethereum. And I just skipped the inflation thing. I'll go get back to that. Remind me to get back to inflation. I see there's some more talk over there in the chat. I'll check that out in a second also. But Chris Black says, do not trust a person who never has a critical thing to say about their favorite cryptocurrency. So I thought about that for a while. I mean, do I have critical things to say about my favorite cryptocurrency, Bitcoin? And yes, I do. I've talked about the Bitcoin Inquisition before, how there are a lot of people out there who think that in order to be a true Bitcoiner, you can't say one bad thing about it. You can't talk about certain people that have mentioned altcoins. You can't mention altcoins. You can't mention crypto dividends. I mean, come on now. You turn those crypto dividends into Bitcoin. Come on. There's some strict orthodoxy with Bitcoin. I'm critical about that. There is I don't think there should be a strict orthodoxy with Bitcoin. I think people should be able to, and that some people encourage destruction of other coins, and that's the way Bitcoin will succeed. No, I'm critical of that. I'm critical of the Satoshi obsession that people seem to have. I think the user interface needs improvement with Bitcoin and all cryptocurrencies. It's just, there's some aspects of it that are just too complicated right now. Bitcoin, it's going to have to become easier to use. All right. And these are good criticisms. You should be able to be Chris has a very good point there. There's Lightning Network worship. A lot of people say Lightning Network solves every single problem on the face of the earth. You have to be the biggest fan of Lightning Network and have an obsession with it. I'm not into that. Although, I mean, I admire the people that are working on it and everything. That's great. But I think there seems to be, there should be talk of other projects that are going on and there can be other solutions. Why not? Okay, so, and the privacy is not perfect with Bitcoin. That's and having to use mixers might not be the best answer out there. I mean, I brought all these things up before, and I think it's good. It's good to be. That was why I put it in the title. Critical. Be critical of Bitcoin. There's nothing wrong with being critical of Bitcoin. It shows that you're just not some blind worshiper of it. But there are definitely people out there in altcoin land and in Bitcoin land that just, they don't have a bad thing to say about their favorite coin or anything that has to do with their favorite coin at all. Everything is perfect. It's God's gift to man, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Still, I mean, I'm going to say it again. I'll say it a million times. One Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. Nothing's perfect. There's always going to be room for improvement in everything, in yourself. Until the day you die, there's room for improvement. Okay, so there's always room for improvement in Bitcoin, and but this is where the big boys play. So there's some things that aren't going to change. There are always going to be the people that are into the Bitcoin orthodoxy, and I'll just have to deal with it. I mean, and I can deal with it. It's easy. It's easy to deal with it. I'll be sent to the Bitcoin Inquisition. There's a story I'm going to share eventually about someone who it seems like he wanted to send me to the Bitcoin Inquisition. To say the least. We'll get to that in a later episode. Somebody, you'd be surprised. There's someone out there that totally cut me off. And he doesn't want his name mentioned. It's pretty funny. We'll get that on another show. We'll talk about it on another show. Little sneak preview for another show. We're not going to have a Yenta show here today. All right. So back to inflation. Before I get to inflation, my Lord, there are Shane saying stuff. Bitcoin is the new way of life. If only all of you knew what that actually meant there. Congratulations on getting the BitcoinMeister channel back. Hard work pays off. Dude, it does. Hard work does pay off. Keep working hard, people. Keep working hard. That's a lot of people call it, you're privileged. No, come on. Hard work. Hard work, people. Hard work. Bitcoin in its teenage years, it will mature. Oh, that's a good way of putting it, Kiwi bloke. Although it's not, it's in its tweens years, to be exact. I think 11 is called a tween, I believe. But anyway, that's a good way of looking at it. It will be in its teenage. It's going to have its bar mitzvah in 2022, right? In January 2022, we're going to have a bar mitzvah party in Tel Aviv for Bitcoin. Pound that like button. There's an idea for everybody out there. Hopefully, I'll be back at the Tel Aviv Bitcoin Embassy soon. It doesn't look like it'll be this summer, though, because I'm staying in Asheville, if all goes well, until September 15th. 3 more months. This place freaking rocks. It's relaxing. I'm obviously having a great time here, and I've not even been here 2 weeks, and I decided I want to stay here 3 months. Okay, so that's I'll be able to set up my new laptop soon. I know some people are very much looking forward to that, including myself. The one thing that I could not get done in Baltimore. Now, time runs out. You only have so much time during a day. Now, inflation will happen. Here's a good reason why inflation will happen. Nick Carter tweeted this out. This is from some financial high up person. Just heard this. The fridge just made a weird noise. Inflation will come because politicians can no longer credibly claim they don't have the money to spend after hosing down the economy with cash for the past 3 months. People will just demand that policymakers keep spending. Very good point. Very good point. They've spent like drunken sailors for the last 3 months. How can they say, well, all these people, 80%ers want to stay at home, not work anymore, have some UBI. How can we deny them? We did it for the last 3 months. We were able to do it then. We're going to have to keep on doing it. Because politicians have no spine. They don't stand for anything. They just want to keep on winning, want to keep on making the people happy. They are yes men. So, of course, this is the biggest yes man thing in the world. They've been saying yes hardcore for 3 months. How can they just say no now? How could the people say, well, you've done it for 3 months? Come on, keep on going. And they will keep on going. And there is a point when the inflation will happen. Now, also, they will point to the fact, well, during the whole QE episodes, quantitative easing 1, 2, 3, and 4, or how many there were a few years ago, we didn't have inflation, although there was inflation in certain aspects of the economy. There's no doubt about it. But we didn't have noticeable inflation. So if we were able to do it then, we'll be able to pull it off again. So there's going to be inflation. This time, it will be. Now, I do not believe in hyperinflation. I want to keep on saying that. There won't be hyperinflation of the dollar, but I do believe we will see inflation this time. How long it will take, I don't even give a darn how long it will take, because I have Bitcoin, and that is your answer. That is your answer right there. And maybe that's the reason. That'll be the reason we get to the 6-digit realm faster than I probably think we're going to get to the 6-digit realm, because of inflation. But good logic right there. Good logic right there of why it's going to happen, because they just can't stop doing it now. And when I say they, I mean the government, the Fed, that whole collaboration over there. Now, so we talked about you don't trust a person who's not critical of. Okay, now we're going to talk about Ethereum real quick. But I do find this fascinating, and I think we can learn from it. And Ethereum development house Consensus is being backed by heavy hitters like Binance and Huobi to test its new staking as a service offering designed to make it easy for institutions to earn income from the next iteration of the second largest public blockchain. Okay, so I linked to that article. So what does this mean? Ethereum fans, and Ethereum fans that are just more than people, but entities, they're not going to want to be validators themselves. They're not going to want to stake their own Ethereum, but they're going to want their Ethereum staked for them. So now these big entities, mostly exchanges, whether it be, Coinbase will probably do it. Obviously, Binance will probably do it. They'll be like, hey, just give us all your Ethereum, people. Give us all your Ethereum, and we will set up the staking for you. We will stake it for you. And it's like here in the Bitcoin space, we tell people, control your own private key. But so few people want to do it. No, just like Coinbase, do it for me. I mean, this is the default of most people. Even people who get into cryptocurrency, they still are just used to the whole bank model. Let the bank give me my interest, all right? Let the third party do it for me. So what's going on now is they're building tools to make it really easy for these big third parties to do it, to control the entire staking process. And so the Ethereum staking process will be centralized to a certain extent. And I'm going to say this right now, that if there are going to be a lot of exchanges that do this, that are just, give us all your Ethereum, people. We're going to give you you'll get a little bit more Ethereum back every year, et cetera. And I think this is going to cause some fractional reserve problems, where they're going to be trading Ethereum that is supposed to be locked up. And if someone tried to get all the Ethereum that you're supposed to be able to get off the exchange at one time, they're not going to be able to. This is just adding a layer of complexity to these exchanges, that if they do it, if they get a little bit corrupt, if they try to do something a little bit shady, it's going to end in complete disaster, because they're not going to have the Ethereum, or they're not going to have access to the Ethereum that they're supposed to have access to for their clients. Now, the Chris Black and a few other dudes have threads about this, and it says Ethereum will not become the world's settlement layer. Well, I don't think it's going to become anywhere if staking is dominated by a few centralized exchanges. Now, the solution will not be to not have those services, but to build on technology and a culture around run your own validator. The user experience has to be there to make it dead easy, ideally on day one, in terms of being your own validator. The focus must be on making staking and running your own validator as simple as possible. I don't think they're going to be able to do that. But I definitely agree with the sentiment. If it's not easy to be your own validator, to stake for yourself, in other words, then everybody and their brother that's an Ethereum freak is going to be handing over their Ethereum to these third parties just to do it for them. And that is probably a recipe for some sort of disaster that I can't even predict. I kind of was hitting on it before. And I mean, some of these, I mean, it might be more than just exchanges that get into this too. Some other third parties that we can't imagine right now might become Ethereum banks. And having hey, this is where the big boys play. If they want to have Ethereum banks, I mean, we have Bitcoin banks, Coinbase, all these things are Bitcoin banks, but this is going to really, I think, build it up to a level that's bigger than Bitcoin. I think more people will control their own Bitcoin private keys. More Bitcoin will be controlled by individuals than Ethereum will be controlled by individuals, percentage-wise. That this is going to cause a rush to give it to people giving up their Ethereum to these trusted third parties. So it will be a very interesting experience. Maybe it will be easy to be your own validator. Then that won't happen. Then people won't. But there still is a mentality out there of some people that are just like, well, I'll just trust the brand name. I'll trust Binance. I don't trust myself being a validator. And it would be very interesting to see if a traditional bank gets into this validation business of staking or something like some traditional finance institution. We shall see. Okay, so I talked a lot about Ethereum there. Click on the squares at the end of this video that you see if you're watching this taped. Let's see if there are any other questions out there. No, there are not. People don't want to be a validator. Too busy BLM marching. Well, I mean, people they prioritize certain aspects of their lives over their financial lives, and this is where the big boys play. If you want to prioritize fitting into mainstream society over how you deal with your finances, then you pay the consequences in the long run. All right, dudes, put this out there. Yeah, people can't keep track of their car keys, much less their private keys, says Climate Tech. Well, in the general population, you are correct. But in the Bitcoin population, there are more and more people that are, getting their hardware wallets and controlling their own private keys as they should, and not relying on Coinbase and whoever. But as we get new people into the space, and there will be a big rush of new people as we get into 2021, and all the freakish DeFi gets pumped up, and who knows what else Ethereum 2.0 gets pumped up. It'll start going to the other side of the spectrum. There'll be plenty of people allowing their Bitcoin and Ethereum to be held by third parties. All right. Retweet, pound that like button, people. Come on now. I'm BitcoinMeister, BitcoinMeister. Thanks a lot, dudes. I will see you tomorrow as you get a new show here every day. Subscribe to the backup channel. It's linked below. See you, and bang the bell button. See you guys later. Bye-bye.